Well, joining us now is royal correspondent and writer Michael Cole. Good morning to you, Michael. A very serious situation. Mr. Child is clearly a very unwell individual. But what does it say about the state of royal security? This guy was able to wander around the palace grounds for 2 hours before he was intercepted.
Yeah, good morning, Martin. Good morning, Anne. A very serious breach of royal security. As you say, he was within the precincts of the castle for 2 hours before he was challenged and disarmed and arrested. And it might be said that had he raised that crossbow, a very deadly weapon, or pointed it, he would have been charged with high treason. And that would have resulted, or potentially resulted, in a life sentence. As it is, and of course we must remember this was the Queen's last Christmas with us, and all the family were there, as Anne just said. A very serious matter. But as the police kept saying yesterday, nobody was harmed, so the systems worked. The judge, Mr. Justice Hilliard, passed this hybrid sentence, so he's going to this very secure, high-security psychiatric hospital, Broadmoor, and then, after treatment, to jail. So the worst didn't happen. The systems did work, but it was a serious breach of royal security. Nothing like this has happened since shots were fired, blank shots were fired in 1972. Yes, that's right. 1981 in the Mall when the Queen was riding to Trooping of the Colour. So a serious matter, but a happy outcome, except for him. And the odd aspect of it was this interference with the artificial intelligence girlfriend, spurring him on to attempt this crime.
Yeah, I mean, you say that the systems worked, and that's what we heard the police chief saying there. But, I mean, as you reminded us, this was the Queen's last Christmas, surrounded by her family, when she would have been much more vulnerable than we've seen her in previous years, in her home, which, after all, is a castle. It's a fortress. It's not good enough, is it, to say the systems worked? He was allowed to go around for 2 hours before he was apprehended.
I think you're absolutely right. It's a huge estate, of course, and you can probably on Christmas Day find some hiding places. But what is the worst thing, and of course you've hit upon it, Anne, I mean, when the Queen goes abroad, or the monarch goes abroad, there's a security assessment carefully taken before she goes, and she always went wherever the government said it was safe for her to go, and I'm sure it will be the same with the King. But of course, this was their home. That's the worst aspect of it. They came right into the precincts of her home. I think there would obviously have been, after the event, a very clear assessment of whether the systems were good enough. They got away with it this time, thank goodness they did, because this man was equipped with the means to kill, and one has to wonder, why are these weapons even on sale and available? Presumably this was obtained in this country. I think there you are, you'll see it, what a deadly looking thing it is. Somebody's made money selling that to this man who's now in a psychiatric hospital and going to jail for a long time.
Michael, the method of entry was very rudimentary, to say the least. This guy threw a nylon rope ladder over the perimeter wall and just scuttled in. I mean, it's hardly the great escape, is it? Has the security been beefed up, to your knowledge, since this incident?
Well, there have been other incidents, of course. Do you remember that performance artist with the beard who got into a big party that was there beforehand? That caused a few ructions. I suppose there aren't enough people to make a perimeter, a cordon around it night and day. There are people on patrol, and even on Christmas Day, I'm sure that with the family and residents, there would have been a full patrol of officers. But it is a big estate. A determined assassin can always get through. I'm afraid that is the truth of the matter. Going way back, you can see that in history. Many attempts, not only in this country, but elsewhere. During Queen Victoria's time, there were 7 determined attempts to assassinate her. Fortunately, none of them succeeded. And on this occasion, the outcome was not a tragic one.